Hello children, I Vanna Shrivastava today going to teach you Unit 6 Brown Wolf. The writer of the story is Jack London. Before I start this story, let's know about the writer. He was an American author and journalist known for his adventure stories. He explored several regions and their cultures in his stories and wrote about life and death. His adventure stories are based on his own experiences at sea, in Alaska and in fields and factories of California. Let's start this chapter. Student, it's my request that please put your finger on the line which I will read, and please you also read aloud with me. Student, this is a touching story about a dog and the decision he had to make when he had to choose between two masters. So let's see to whom he will choose. They called him Wolf. In build and coat he was a huge timber wolf, but in his color he advertised himself as a dog. No wolf was ever colored like him. He was brown, deep brown, red brown, a mixture of browns, and his eyes were twin topazes, golden and brown. They called him Wolf. Whom they call him Wolf? Let's see. In build and coat he was a huge timber wolf. Timber wolf means a variety of wolf which has a grey coat and is mostly found in the northern region of North America. Means a variety of wolf which has a grey coat. Then in build and coat it was a timber wolf, but in his color, the color through this color advertised himself as dog. Means the color clearly showed that he was a dog. Means through which color we can understand that this is a dog, not a wolf, but they called him Wolf. No wolf was ever colored like him. He was brown, deep brown, red brown. The color of that dog is brown, deep brown and red brown, and a mixture of browns, and his eyes were twin topazes. Topazes means clear yellow semi-precious stones, and golden brown. Means they call him Wolf, but it looks like but it's actually the color clearly showed that it was a dog. Students, a strange dog came on his own. Where they came, let's see, and looking for food and shelter in their mountain home. They call him Wolf because he looked like a wolf. Though the color of his coat was reddish brown, more like a dog. Walt Erwin and Mays loved the dog very much. Perhaps this was because it had been such a task to win his love. When he had arrived at their mountain cottage from nowhere, he had proved to be very unsocial. He had resented all their advances and had refused to let them touch him. Nevertheless, he had stayed there as he was tired and famished, but when he had recovered, he simply disappeared. Then where the dead dog has, as I've told you, strange dogs came to his own to Walt and Mays. Loved the dog very much, and they both loved the dog very much, and probably it was because it had been such a task. Means it was very difficult task to win the love of that dog. Means Walt and Erwin loved that dog, but probably we can say it's a very difficult task to win the love of that dog. When he had arrived at their mountain cottage from nowhere, he had proved to be very unsocial. But when firstly he came, he proved that he is very unsocial. Unsocial means not liking to meet people or interact with them, and we can say unfriendly also. That dog don't let them touch himself, and he is very unfriendly. He had resented all their advances. Means dislike all their efforts to be friendly. He dislikes all the efforts of Walt Erwin and Mays and had refused to let them touch him, and even he does not let them to touch. Nevertheless, he had stayed there as he was tired and famished. Famished means very hungry, but he lived there because he is very tired. He was very tired and hungry also. But when he recovered, he moved from there. He simply disappeared. He moved from there. And this would have been the end of him if Walt had not spotted him along the railway line and brought him back to the cottage. Walt then got a metal plate made on which was written "Return to Walt Erwin Glen Ellen, Sonoma County, California," and attached it to a collar strapped about the dog's neck. So every time he disappeared, he was caught and returned. The dog has tried a lot of time to move from there, but it may be he will. But what happened? Walt has spotted him at the railway line, and it has been end of the day. If he will not find out, then because he was at the railway station, if Walt does not find that dog, then it was the last day of his life. Then after that, Walt has got a metal plate and written their name and address, and attach it around the neck of that dog. So every time when he disappeared, then he caught and returned. When anybody caught him, find him, then he returned to Madge and Walt Erwin. The remarkable thing about about his disappearance was that every time he fled, he went north. Homing instinct was what Walt thought about it. Homing instinct means a natural feeling that takes animals or birds to their homes or original living places. But the most important thing of his appearance, we can say, student, that when he fled from there, he went from the same place. He went north. Always he went to the northwest. And Walt is thinking that it was his homing instinct, means a natural feeling that takes animals or birds to their homes or original living places. It means Walt was thinking that it was the place there where he used to live. After a futile year of many flights, he decided to remain at the cottage. But even after that, a long time went by before Walt and Madge succeeded in getting close to him. After a futile year, futile means student, unsuccessful, means that dog has tried a lot of time to flee from there, but he was failed in every time, and that after all, means at the end he decided that he will remain or he will live at the cottage with Walt and Madge. But after that, a long time he went by, means he has tried a year, means a full year he has tried to move from there, but he was unsuccessful. He was failed, means that dog was failed. That's why at last he decided that he will live with Madge and Walt. But even after that, long time went by before Walt and Madge succeeded to getting in close to him. It was a great victory, for they alone were allowed to touch him. If anyone else tried, they were greeted with an angry growl that would turn into a frightening snarl, and snarling was all sound he made. No one had ever heard him back even once. But only that dog let him touch to Walt and Madge only, and no one can touch him and come close to him, and he never allowed to touch anyone to touch him. If anyone else tried, they greeted with an angry growl that turned into a frightening snarl. Snarl means, student, to make an angry sound while showing the teeth. It is especially used for animals. If anyone tried to touch him, then he snarl, means to make an angry sound while showing the teeth. And snarl was all sound he made. No one had ever heard him bark even more. And he only make a sound, that what snarl sound, and no one had heard him that he bark. The sound of a dog is bark, student, but he never bark. No one has even heard that he had barked any time. As Walt and Maze walk along the country road one morning with Wolf trailing behind, they heard a crunching of heavy feet. A few minutes later, a man came into a view around the turn of the trail. One morning, as Walt and Maze were out for a walk with Wolf following them at a distance, they met a stranger. There's a come a sound, heavy, heard a crunching heavy feet, and after a few minutes, a man came into the view. Trail means a student, a path through the countryside. Then they met a person. Who's that? Let's see. Warm day, Walt greeted him. When Walt saw that there was a man, then he said, "Warm day." The man paused and nodded. The man stopped there and nodded. Nodded means students to move your head up and down, showing that you are agree to the person, and means you are showing that you are saying yes. And that person stopped and say yes by moving his head. I guess I'm use must to the warm, he said, half apologetically. I'm more accustomed to zero weather. And Mr. Student, am not. That person is saying that I guess I'm not much used much to warm weather. Means I'm not used to a warm weather, and more accustomed to zero weather. I'm used to of the zero weather. You don't find any of that in this country, Walt laughed. Then Walt is laughing and saying, you don't find that weather in any of that in this country. Should say not, the man answered, and aren't here looking for it. I'm trying to find my sister. Maybe you know where she lives. Her name's Johnson, Mrs. William Johnson. Then the man replied, I shouldn't come here. Sorry, I don't come here to find that this type of weather. I am looking here for my sister. Means I am visiting to my sister. I think you know her. Her name is Johnson, Mrs. William Johnson. You are not her Clondiker brother, Miss cried, her eyes bright with interest. About whom we have heard so much. Clondiker student means Klondike is a region in northwestern Canada where gold was discovered in 1896 but exhausted by 1910. A Klondiker is an inhabitant of the Klondike region. Means after listening that, Maze cried and her eyes bright with interest. I think she was knowing him, and she saw that you are her Klondiker brother, means that brother who lives in Canada, about whom we had heard so much, and about whom we have heard. Means Maze and Walt knowing about him. They have heard about him. And we can say Walt and Maze had heard about Mrs. Johnson's brother who lived in the northwest of the Canada, and were surprised to him in their neighborhood in the southwest of the United States. Yes, ma'am, that's me, he answered. My name is Miller, Skip Miller. I just thought I had surprised you. Then that man introduced himself that yes, I am her brother, and my name is Skip Miller. He introduced, means that person introduced himself as Skip Miller, and the couple directed him to his sister's house through a shortcut. Let's see how he has directed it. You are on the right track then. Maze pointed down the hill. Take that little trail turning off the right. It's the shortcut of her house. You can't miss it. Then after that couple, means Maze and Walt, directed him to his sister's house through the shortcut way. Yes, thank you, ma'am, he said. After that, he thanked you, that lady. It was at this juncture that wolf, who had been walking a little away from them, nosing through the bushes, trotted into view. At this juncture means at this particular point in time, means at that particular time the wolf was walking, who had been walking a little away from them, nosing through the bushes, and trotted means walked with a quick steps. He nosing means he smelled something and he ran there, and he walked with quickly step there. Skip Miller saw the dog, and the look of great wonder came into his face. When Skip Miller saw that dog, then he was surprised and look of a great wonder into, and we can say the great wonder into his face. Well, he said slowly, and after that he said, well. At the sound of his voice, Wolf's ear flattened down and his mouth opened in laugh. He trotted up to the stranger and first smelled his hand, then licked them with his tongue. After hearing that sound, Wolf's ears flattened, students, and his mouth opened in a laugh. Means after seeing that Skip Miller, that dog becomes very happy, and he trotted up to the strangers and first smelled his hand, and he went near to that stranger and he started to smell the hand of that person, Mrs. Skip Miller, and after smelling he licked the hand of that person with his tongue. Maze was amazed. We never saw wolf make up to a strange before. Make up to means to be pleasant and friendly. After seeing that, Maze become very surprised, and because she was saying that we never saw wolf make up to stranger before. Why? Because that dog is very unfriendly and he never let anyone to close him or touch him. But that man, Skip Miller, was a stranger, but also but that dog let him, but the dog went to close him, and he went touch the hand of that person and licked the hand of that person also. After seeing that, Maze become very surprised. Is that what you call him, wolf? The man asked. After that, the man asking to him, are you calling him wolf? He lifted one of Wolf's forelegs and examined the footprints, pressing them kind of soft. He remarked, he ain't been on trail for a long time. He turned to Maze and Walt and asked, how long have you had him? Then after that, the person lifted the forelegs of that wolf and examined him, looked carefully, footpads and pressing them and saying that kind of sort. He remarked, and beyond trail. And beyond trail means in cold place in the northern hemisphere such as Alaska and North Canada, dogs like wolf are used to pull sleds along trails in snow. On examining the underside of the dog's forepaws and finding that they were soft, Miller knew that the dog had not pulled a sled in a long time. Then after seeing that, after examining his footpads, he come to know that the dog examined that and find that they were very soft, and he knew that the dog had not pulled a sled in a long time. And he turned to the Maze and Walt and asked, how long have you had him? But just then the dog, skirming and rubbing against the newcomer's legs, opened his mouth and barked. Skirming is a student, wriggling from side to side. But just then that dog skirming means wriggling from side to side and rubbing against the newcomer's leg and opened his mouth and his barked. Walt and Maze stared at each other. The miracle had happened. Wolf had barked. Then Walt and Maze surprised, because he had never heard that the wolf was barking. First time he has heard that he barked. It's the first time he ever barked, Maze said. First time I ever heard to him, Millard added. Maze saying that first time I have heard that he was barking, he barked, And the Miller is saying that even I also first time heard him too. Maze smiled at him. Then man, evidently a humorist of course, she said, since you have only seen him for 5 minutes. After humorist means a student, a person who often makes others laugh with jokes and amusing stories. Then Maze is saying that of course because you have seen him first time, then how you heard that he was barking. Skip Miller looked at her sharply, and after that Skip Miller stared at Maze. I thought you understood, he said slowly. I thought you understood that he's my dog. His name ain't Wolf, it's Brown. After that man told to Maze that I thought you have understood, but that dog is mine, and its name is Brown, not Wolf. How do you know he is your dog? Walt demanded. After that, Walt asked to him, how you can say that it's your dog? Because he is, was the reply. Then Matt replied, because he is mine, that's why I am saying. Skip Miller turned to the dog Brown. His voice rang out sharply, and at the sound, the dog's ears flattened down. Gee, the dog made a swimming turn to the right. Now, mush on, and the dog cheesed his swing abruptly and stared straight ahead, halting obediently at the command. Then Skip Miller turned to the dog Brown, and his voice rang out sharply, and the sound dog's ears flattened down. Gee. When that person is saying gee, that the dog maker is swinging turn to the right, means what the command that person Miller is giving, the same thing that dog is doing. Mush on means stop. When that person command mush on, and the dog stopped there and stared straight ahead, halting obediently at the command, means he is doing the same thing as that man is commanding. Skip Miller smiled proudly. He was my lead dog. And after that, Skip Miller smiled, and he's saying that he was my lead dog. Lead dog means the dog that leads the sled team. The lead dog generally controls the speed of the entire team of dogs and also takes them in the right direction. And then Skip Miller is saying that he was my lead dog. But you are not going to take him away with you? Miss asked tremulously. Tremulously means a student with a shaking voice. Miss, after listening that, Miss become very frightening, and he said that you will not take him away with you. No, he won't, Walt announced in a determined voice. Perhaps you want to sell him, we can buy him. And after that, Walt is saying that yes, he will not take him, and probably he want to sell him and we can buy him. Means they were saying that they will buy the dog if Skip Miller will sell. Skip Miller shook his head and said, I reckon there's nothing inside to prevent me taking the dog right here and now, and I ain't selling him. I reckon means I think. Skip Miller shaking his head and saying no means I think there's no one that, and there's nothing that prevent me to take the dog and I will not sell him. But what about the dog? Mace cried. Have you considered the dog? But then Mace is saying that you are thinking only about yourself. You should think something carefully about the dog also. Consider means a student to think about something carefully, often before making a decision. Means he is saying that you, before making any decision, you should think about the dog also. Means what the dog want, if he want to go with you or stay with us. Skip Miller looked puzzled, and after that Skip Miller looked that he is confused. Maybe the dog has some choice in the matter, Maze went on. Maybe he has his likes and desires. It has never entered your mind, and possibly he would like to stay here and not go back. And after seeing that, when Mace saw that Skip Miller confused, then he added and saying that maybe the dog has his own choice. Maybe he don't want to go with you. He want that stay with us, and you didn't think about this. You should think about the dog also. Means before taking any decision, you should think some about this carefully. This was a new way of looking at it, and Miller was clearly debating about it in his mind. And really this was a new thing, and after that Miller also confused after listening that, and it was debating, means he was confused and thinking about this in his mind that what he should do. Mace realized he was unsure and used the opportunity to persuade him that the dog had a choice. If you really love him, what would make him happy would make you happy too. See us. After seeing that, Mace when saw that Miller was confused, then after that he convinced Miller that the dog has his own choice, and if you really love him, then you will happy what the dog will choose. Means if dog will choose that stay with Walt and Mace, then you will happy with it, and if dog is want that go with you, then you're also happy with it. Miller thought for a while and said slowly, "Your remarks, ma'am, have some weight in them. We will let them choose. Whatever he says goes. You people stay right here. I'll say goodbye and walk off. If he wants to stay, he can stay. If he wants to come with me, let him come. I won't call him to come, and don't you call him to come back." After thinking for a while, he said, "Your remarks, ma'am, have some weight in, means what you are saying makes sense." Means you are saying the right things. And he was saying that we will give the chance. Miller is saying that yes, what you are saying it's right, and we will let the dog choose. Let the dog himself choose to whom with he want, and they make a plan that they saying Miller is saying that I will say goodbye and walk off. If he wants to stay with you, then he will not come with me. He will not come near me, and I won't call him, and you don't call him to back. And he's saying that if he will not come with me, then I will not. If he not follow me, not come with me, then I will not call him. And if he will come with me, if he will follow me, then you will not call back to him. Okay, then means they have decided that the dog himself choose to whom he want to live. Fine, we will play fair, Mace say. Play fair means neither Mace nor Miller will try to make the dog choose between them. Then they were Mace is agree and saying, okay, we will play fair. Well, then I might as well be getting along, Skip Miller said in the ordinary tones of departing. After that, Skip Miller said to them goodbye. Miller bade them goodbye in a very casual, natural manner, so that the dog would think that he was actually leaving for good. At this change in his voice, Wolf lifted his head quickly and still more quickly got to his feet. When the man and woman shook hands, he sprang up on his hind legs, resting his forepaws on her hip and at the same time licking Skip Miller's hand. When the latter shook hands with Walt, Wolf repeated his action, resting his weight on Walt and licking both men's hands. After listening that, Wolf lifted his head quickly and he got to his feet when the man and woman, Miss Miller and Mace, were shaking their hands. And he sprang up on his hind legs and resting his forepaws on her hip, and at the same time licking Skip Miller's hand. And after that, when the Skip Miller and Walt was shaking their hands, then again he repeat his action, and he licked the hands of Walt and Miller. It ain't going to be easy, I can tell you that, were the Klondike's last word as he turned and went slowly up the trail. And after that, Miller is saying that it will be not easy, and it will be very difficult, and that the dog will be confused, and he will be also puzzled and confused, and it will be very difficult for him. And after saying that, Skip Miller turned and went slowly up the trail. For some time, Wolf watched him go. Then with a quick low whine, he sprang after him, overtook him, caught his hand between his teeth, and strove gently to make him pause. Strove means tried. After that, after some time, Wolf watched all these things that Miller is going. Then with a quick low whine, he sprang after him, and he wanted to stop him, and he tried to catch his hand between his teeth, and he tried a lot to make him stop, but he was failed. Failing in this, Wolf raced back where Walt Irwin sat, catching his coat sleeve in his teeth and trying vainly to drag him after the retreating man. He then turned his attention to Maze. He snuggled his head in her lap, nudging her arm with his nose, an old trick of his when begging for favors. After that, when he failed to make a stop Miller, then he went back, and he raced back to where the Walt Irwin sat, and he catch coat sleeve of Walt Irwin, and he trying vainly to drag him after retreating. Retreating means moving away. Retreating man. He warned that Walt will make a stop Miller, and when he was failed there also, then he again turned to Maze, and he snuggle means student to move close to someone for affection, warmth or comfort. After that, he snuggled to Maze, and he nudging means student pushing gently in order to get someone's attention. He nudging her arm with his nose because he want to take her attention, and he want that she will stop Skip Miller. This too he soon abandoned. When they did not move, Wolf waited for a long time silently and quietly. Abandon means students to leave a person or to leave something. After that, when he was failed in his effort, when he know that Walt and Maze will not make him stop, then when they did not move, Wolf waited for a long time silently and quietly. He stopped for a moment and he stopped. Then he was on his feet. He had made up his mind. His eyes were fixed up the trail. Then he was stand on his feet, and he made up his mind. Means now he has decided what he has to do. It was clear in his mind that what he want to do. Now he made up his mind. Brown tried to tell Maze, Walt and Skip Miller to be together so that he can be with all of them. Brown first tried to stop Miller and from going, and then tried to get Walt to stop Miller. And he finally begged Maze to do him a favor. Means he tried a lot that they will stay together. That he will live with all of them. But he was failed in all his effort. After that, he has decided, and he know that what he has to do. He has fixed his mind. What eyes were fixed up a trail means he was staring straight ahead at the trail. Means now he has decided, and he know where he has to go. He broke into a trot which turned into a run. Not once did he turn his head. He cut sharply across the curve of a trail and was gone. Broke into a trot means began to trot. Now he started to run. Now Miss Brown decided to go with Skip Miller, and trotted away in the same direction where the Skip Miller was going. He trot there, he run there in the same direction. He did not turn back once to look at Walt and Maze. After when he has decided that to whom he want to live, after that he never turned back. He followed Skip Miller and he never turned back to look at Walt and Maze. Now finally at the end, Brown chose his first owner, his previous owner, Skip Miller, and he shows his loyalty. We can say he showed his loyalty to him, and now he chose to Skip Miller instead of Walt and Maze. Firstly, he want that he want to live together. He want that Maze, Walt, and Skip Miller to be together so that he can be with all of them. But when he come to know that they can't live together, when he failed in all his effort, then he decided to live with Skip Miller, and he went and he chose Skip Miller. Now students, this chapter is over. I hope you all have understood. Thank you.